I am most perfectly happy. So happy. Phew! That last video was really intense. I had no idea things were gonna get so serious. Don't worry, everything is fine. It turns out I was misdiagnosing Diana's little sister May. Because of all my experience taking care of infants and newborns, I just assumed May had croup. A perfectly normal assumption to make when you see someone with those symptoms. Google came to the rescue, however, and I arrived at the surprising conclusion that May was actually suffering from pneumonia. Diana did call an ambulance and her little sister was taken to the hospital. The doctors there confirmed my suspicions. A mild case of pneumonia, easily treatable. Now May is still in the hospital, but she's doing really well and the doctors say she'll make a full recovery, which is a great relief. Matthew even drove me into Regina yesterday to visit May in her hospital room. She's so cute. And now for the most exciting news, Diana and I get to be friends again! On Thursday evening, Miss Barry called me in tears and begged for my forgiveness about the matter. She said that she had misjudged me and she knew at heart that the raspberry cordial incident was just a big misunderstanding. She was most apologetic about the situation. I still wanted to be mad at her for judging me, but I couldn't. I was just so relieved and grateful and blissfully ecstatic that I get to be friends with Diana again. I went over to Diana's house on Friday for dinner, and Miss Barry was an excellent hostess. She made a delicious dinner and cherry pie with lots of whipped cream, and afterward, Diana and I just made cookies and watched YouTube videos and hung out. It's so incredible to have my best friend back again. I caught her up on all the news from school, and she told me about her piano recital and how she's trying to learn guitar, and it's just so nice to be able to confide in someone. This is just too much excitement for one video, but you're gonna have to tolerate a little more. On top of all the fabulous things that have already happened, Diana and her cousins have invited me to attend a poetry slam next week. I've never ever been to a poetry slam before. Of course, I've seen YouTube videos, but I've never seen real-life poets and artists sharing their work and the audience is finger snapping and... I need to practice my finger snapping. Is that too loud? Diana's older cousins are very sophisticated university students who supposedly go to these events all the time. So jealous. The poetry slams happen every couple of months in this old used bookstore and they serve tea and cookies and then have everyone present their poems. Poetry, tea, and my bosom friend? Could I ask for anything more? So, here's the plan. Diana and her cousins are gonna pick me up late Sunday afternoon and then we're driving into Regina. Then we're gonna do our hair and get dressed and go out to dinner. And then we're going to the old bookstore to listen to deep, philosophical, and enlightening poetry. Anyway, I need to stop rambling. I think Marilla just got back from grocery shopping and I need to tell her all about it. Well, it appears that I will not be attending the poetry slam after all. Marilla thinks that young, vulnerable girls such as myself and Diana have no business being at poetic concerts in dodgy venues late at night with older university students. So there will be no poetry slam. I tried to convince her that a poetry slam is an important cultural event for my education and development as a well-rounded person, but she insists that it's a waste of time and unsafe and that I should be helping around the house instead. I don't know why she's so bitter. My exams are all over, school just got out, and she can't say I have to help with cooking and cleaning because I know we aren't having anyone over for dinner that night. Maybe she had a traumatic experience in her youth which has left her terrified of poetry slams. Maybe she recited a spoken word piece about the smell of pine trees at Christmas time and no one snapped for her dramatic recitation and she's been heartbroken ever since. Not Marilla. I'm gonna go talk to Matthew. If he can't convince Marilla to let me go to the poetry slam, no one can.